Dear students, Namaskar. I hope that you all must be in sound health and must be excited for today's lesson. Children, today we are going to discuss Chapter 9 of Class 8 Science, Reproduction in Animals. Before we start with our chapter, let us revise what we already know. How does digestion takes place in human beings? What are the different organs of respiratory system in human beings? What is the function of heart in human beings? Now, we shall see what we are going to learn today. What is reproduction? Modes of reproduction, sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. What is reproduction? Reproduction is essential for the continuation of a species. Reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. There are two modes by which animals reproduce. These are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Steps in sexual reproduction. The type of reproduction beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. Steps in sexual reproduction. Formation of egg and ovum, fusion of egg and ovum, that is fertilization, formation of fused egg or zygote, transformation of zygote into fetus, development of fetus. Sexual reproduction in humans. There are male and female organisms in animals which have separate sexual organs which produce gametes which fuse together to form zygote. This zygote develops into a new organism. This kind of reproduction in which male and female gametes fuse together is called sexual reproduction. Now children, let us study about male reproductive organs. The male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, two sperm ducts and a penis. The testes produce the male gametes called sperms. Millions of sperms are produced by the testes. Though sperms are very small in size, each has a head, a middle piece and a tail. Indeed, each sperm is a single cell with all the usual cell components. Female reproductive organs. The female reproductive organs are a pair of ovaries, oviducts or fallopian tubes and the uterus. Ovary produces female gametes called ova. In human beings, a single matured ovum or egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. Uterus is the part where development of the baby takes place. Like the sperm, an egg is also a single cell. Fertilization. The first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of a sperm and an ovum. When sperms come in contact with an egg, one of the sperms may fuse with the egg. Such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called fertilization. Fertilization, which takes place inside the female body, is called internal fertilization. Internal fertilization occurs in many animals including humans, cows, dogs and hens. The type of fertilization in which the fusion of a male and a female gamete takes place outside the body of the female is called external fertilization. It is very common in aquatic animals such as fish, starfish, etc. Now let us see how does this external fertilization takes place. During spring or rainy season, frogs and toads move to ponds and slow-flowing streams. When the male and female come together in water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. Unlike hen's egg, frog's egg is not covered by a shell and it is comparatively very delicate. A layer of jelly holds the eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. Development of embryo. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote, which begins to develop into an embryo. The zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a ball of cells. The cells then begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This developing structure is termed as embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops the body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Viviparous and oviparous animals. Some animals give birth to young ones, while some animals lay eggs which later develop into young ones. The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. The eggs of a few animals are easy to collect because their mothers lay them outside their bodies. For example, snakes, hens, etc. But you would not be able to collect the eggs of a dog, cow or cat. This is because they do not lay eggs. The mother gives birth to the young ones. These are examples of viviparous animals. Metamorphosis, young ones to adults. The new individuals which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. Recall the life cycle of the silkworm. Frog is another such example. Observe the different stages of frogs starting from the egg to the adult stage. We find that there are three distinct stages, that is egg, tadpole or larva, adult. Tadpoles transform into adults capable of jumping and swimming. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Human beings do not undergo metamorphosis. In human beings, body parts similar to those present in the adults are present from the time of the birth. Asexual reproduction. The type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, if a unicellular organism divides and produces two cells, then it is called binary fission. Amoeba is a single-celled organism. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nucleus into two nuclei. This is followed by division of its body into two, each part receiving a nucleus. Finally, two amoebae are produced from one parent amoeba. Now we shall see the kind of reproduction in hydra. In each hydra, there may be one or more bulges. These bulges are the developing new individuals and they are called buds. Since new individuals develop from the buds in hydra, This type of asexual reproduction is called budding. Story of Dolly, the clone. Cloning is the production of an exact copy of a cell, any other living part, or a complete organism. Cloning of an animal was successfully performed for the first time by Ian Wilmot and his colleagues at the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh, Scotland. They cloned successfully a sheep named Dolly. Dolly was born on 5th July 1996 and was the first mammal to be cloned. Dolly was a healthy clone of a Finn Dorset sheep and produced several offsprings of her own through normal sexual means. Unfortunately, Dolly died on 14th February 2003 due to a certain lung disease. Since Dolly, several attempts have been made to produce cloned mammals. However, many die before birth or die soon after birth. The cloned animals are many a time found to be born with severe abnormalities. Recapitulation. The production of offsprings from parent is called reproduction. There are two modes by which animals reproduce. These are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Reproduction resulting from the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. In human beings, the sexual organs in male and female take part in reproduction. The fusion of ovum and sperm is called fertilization. The fertilized egg is called a zygote. Zygote is produced as a result of fertilization, which continuously divides and transforms into fetus. Some animals lay eggs and are called oviparous, whereas some animals give birth to young ones and are called viviparous. The transformation of the larva into adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. The type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. Binary fission in amoeba and budding in hydra are examples of asexual reproduction. The ovary produces female gametes called ovum and the testes produce male gametes called sperms. Fertilization takes place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. This is observed in human beings and other animals such as hens, cows and dogs. Fertilization that takes place outside the female body is called external fertilization. This is observed in frogs, fish, starfish, etc. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts are identifiable is called fetus. Animals such as human beings, cows and dogs which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Animals such as hen, frog, lizard and butterfly which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Children, now I will ask you a few questions and I hope that you might be knowing the answers. So, my first question is, what is the name of the first mammal which was cloned? And the answer is Dolly. My next question is, name the parts of male reproductive system. And the parts of male reproductive system are a pair of testes, sperm ducts and penis. My next question, name the parts of female reproductive system. The parts of female reproductive system are a pair of ovaries, oviduct, uterus and vagina. Children, with this we complete our chapter. I hope you all must have listened to the chapter carefully and understood it well. Children, stay safe, stay healthy, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.